With the All-Star break finished, here's a few centers I look to buy and trade for this week. The first center, Alex Sarr of the Washington Wizards. So Sarr, he's actually out there in 54% of fantasy leagues. And now with Valanciunas gone at the deadline, he's going to get even more minutes, I believe, it's Sarr. In the year, 11.4 points a game, 6.6 boards, 2.2 assists, 1.6 blocks, 1.4 threes, and 39% from the field. So obviously, field goal percentage is going to hurt, but he does give you scoring, rebounding, shot blocking, and three-point shooting at the center position is Sarr. And we know he's banged up as well, where he missed about 2 weeks of basketball. So February 12th, he returned right before the break versus the Pacers, and he played in that ball game 32 minutes, 9.6 boards, 4 assists, 2 blocks, 2 threes, 23% from the field. So I know he was at All-Star weekend in the first half of it with Sarr, but now to get a few days off, reset, and get 100% healthy as well, hopefully, I think he could break out a little bit in the second half. He was the second pick in the NBA draft, so all the opportunities and minutes are going to be there for him for the most part at the center position. And obviously, like I said, it helps that Valanciunas was traded to the Sacramento Kings. And Sarr, he's an athletic player, and like I said, even at bad times, he's still giving you shot blocking, rebounding, and three-point shooting at the position. So right now, while his value isn't high, and you could even get him off the waiver wire from out of fantasy leagues, he's definitely a center I would look to go out there and get this week. The next center, Nikola Vucevic of the Chicago Bulls. So Vuk, he was on the list last week, and his numbers have definitely dropped over the last couple weeks. And I think it's a Zach LaVine type of impact that he got traded away, that now more defenses are zeroing in on Vucevic, where I know they got some decent players, Kobe White, Josh Giddey, but with LaVine and Vucevic, it was a nice 1-2 combo over there for the Bulls. And on the season for Vucevic, his numbers have been great, 19.1 points a game, 10.3 boards, 3.5 assists, 1.7 threes, and 53% from the field. But the last couple weeks, like I said, since that LaVine deal, the numbers have dropped off, 12.3 points a game, 9 boards, 2.8 assists, 40% from the field to Vuk. So Vuk's had a great year overall, but now the numbers have dropped off a little bit. I know he's coming off of one big game before the break and then back into action here tomorrow at the New York Knicks, but I still believe you could get him on a discount. February 8th versus the Warriors, 10 points, 4 boards, and assists, 2 steals, 36% from the field. February 11th versus the Pistons, 8 points, 7 boards, and assists, a block, 26% from the field. And February 12th versus the Pistons, again, a big game, 21 points, 14 boards, 5 assists to 3, 58% from the field. So that one game before the break, he definitely put up the normal type of numbers that he's been putting up all season long for the most part is Vucevic. But like I said, he's had a couple down games in a row. I think it's the Zach LaVine effect getting traded away, opening up the court for Vucevic. And right now, I would throw out an offer and see what you get. Because if Vucevic goes out there and has 2 more games like he did before the break, then he's a guy that you're going to have to pay full price for. And the third and final center I look to buy and trade for is Brook Lopez of the Milwaukee Bucks. I mentioned Lopez a lot this season, and I believe he's a solid center that could give fantasy owners 3 or 4 categories, and you don't have to break the bank, obviously, to get decent production on your roster. On the year, 12.1 points a game, 4.7 boards, 1.7 assists, 1.9 blocks, 1.8 threes, and 47% from the field. So shot blocking, 3-point shooting, and decent scoring and field goal, he's going to give you at the center position. And the numbers across the board all season long have been consistent, where they are on a season's average. The last couple weeks, 12.4 points a game, 4.8 boards, 1.4 assists, 1.6 blocks, 1.6 threes, and 47% from the field. So obviously, he's the 4th option. Kyle Kuzma traded here to this Buck team, but still, Brook Lopez was pretty much always the 4th option, with Middleton there as well before the deal. February 9th versus Philly, 15 points, 8 boards, 2 blocks, 2 threes, 42% from the field. February 10th versus the Warriors, 6 points, 4 boards, 3 assists, 3 blocks, 50% from the field. And February 12th at the T-Wolves, 11 points, 7 boards, 2 assists, a block, a 3, 60% from the field. So like I said, across the board, the numbers are consistent, game in and game out here for Brook Lopez. So like I said, you don't have to give up much to get him. You need shot blocking, 3-point shooting, center position. That's what Lopez is going to provide, and he's not going to hurt you, obviously, in turnovers or field goal percentage. I think he's a decent buy this week. So that's a few centers I hope to buy before the All-Star break ends, fantasy basketball season.